Doubts enter our mind on a pretty consistent basis. From uncertainty to a lack of confidence, we all battle with doubts. But did you know that some of our doubts are not genuine? Some of the doubts that we face are actually self-inflicted. Some of our doubts are created by us so we can stay in a place of comfort and safety. We deceive ourselves with our doubts. While it's true that some of our doubts are genuine, some of our doubts are just a product of our own self-deceiving ways. For the rest of this video, we're going to talk about the difference between genuine doubt and self-deception. The difference between genuine doubt and manufactured doubt. If we're meeting for the first time, my name is Nathan Wiggins, and I run two social media pages, one on Facebook and one on YouTube. And they're both called Nathan Wiggins, Disciple of Jesus Christ. And on these two platforms, my job, my goal, my mission is to create, sustain, and grow disciples of Jesus Christ. So sometimes that means that we're going to have conversations, like on a live conversation. Other times I'll do edited videos. And then sometimes I'll have technical issues and have to re-record a video and shoot it as a premiere like I'm doing right now. But ultimately, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to help people be who God called them to be by submitting to Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. And then I also, we talk about different things like cultural things that may come up that may be relevant to the life of a disciple. But I also talk to people who are not yet disciples, who may be thinking about becoming a disciple. You're a potential disciple. And here on these, with these conversations, my goal is to help you see how a disciple may work through some things, may process some things, how we deal with different things. So you will have clarity about, do I really want to surrender, to submit, to give my life to Jesus Christ? And lastly, we also just build skill. We know that in this life, we have to get better, and it has to be an intentional choice. And so when it comes to being a disciple, it takes you putting in some intentionality and effort. And so all of this, you'll see a lot of these on our conversation and in our conversation today, because our agenda is going to be pretty simple. We're going to talk about the nature of doubt. We're going to talk about the difference between genuine doubt and manufactured doubt, or genuine doubt and self-deception. And then we're going to talk about how you can tell when you're living with genuine doubts or when you have manufactured your own doubt. Then I won't leave you as an orphan. We're going to talk about the solution to doubt. But then last but not least, we're going to build the skill of self-awareness so that you can help manage and navigate the doubts that you have, get rid of manufactured doubt, and actually process genuine doubt well. So that's what we'll be doing today. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section, and hopefully I'll get to them as soon as possible. I'll be watching the premiere with everyone else and interacting to the best of my ability. But that being said, let's just keep moving into this discussion today. We're talking about the difference between genuine doubt and self-deception, genuine doubt and manufactured doubt. So before we go any further, what is the nature of doubt itself? Well, doubt basically has to do with uncertainty. You're uncertain about something. You believe that something may or may not be true. It may be likely or unlikely. You don't have confidence in something. People who have a lot of confidence generally don't have a lot of doubt in a particular area. So doubt and uncertainty go hand in hand. Doubt and a lack of confidence go hand in hand. So a couple of examples of this could be, maybe you believe in God, but your child just died. If your child just died, you may have a strong belief in God, but now your confidence is shaken because you're suffering from loss. Maybe you're a Milwaukee Bucks fan, and after the first two games when the Suns won, you had doubts on if the Bucks would actually win the championship. Now they did, but your confidence was shaken in your team's ability to pull forth. Some people may have been. Maybe you're a business owner and the pandemic has hit your business in a way that it's difficult for you to reach your goals. And so you're having doubts about, can you actually achieve your business goals? Confidence and uncertainty. These are the things that we wrestle with when it comes to doubt. And when you doubt in something, you have to doubt in something that you actually have a belief in. You can't doubt or you can't lack confidence in something that you don't believe in. So me, for example, I don't believe that Hinduism is the way to God. So my confidence can't be shaken if Hinduism is actually true. And so I can't doubt in something that I don't even believe in. I can't lose my confidence or have uncertainty in these areas. But not only that, the nature of doubt is that it manifests itself in the form of a question. You'll be looking around and something will happen and it says, I wonder if, should I? These kinds of questions, as soon as you get questions like that popping up into your mind, your subconscious, that's an indicator that doubt is right in your vicinity. But not only that, even before the question, oftentimes, doubt will manifest itself when new information comes your way. When you get new information, that is what produces the question. New information, let's just say you believe in God and then somebody comes to you about a question with God and your doubt could be shaken, or vice versa. Maybe you're an atheist and somebody comes to you with information about God and your confidence is shaken. Maybe you're looking to start your own business and you've got everything mapped out in your business plan, and then a disruption happens and your confidence is shaking. New information comes about your business or about the market and you're not quite sure what to do with it. This is the nature of doubt. And unsolved doubts that we have that we don't get an answer to, they will eventually turn into our beliefs. The person who doesn't find any answers to their problems will eventually, that doubt will go from a doubt, an uncertainty, a lack of clarity, a lack of confidence. That will then transform into, now I just don't believe in something. It turns to unbelief. Unattended doubts will quickly turn to beliefs as well. So you have doubts that you're looking for an answer and you just can't find the answer. But then you have doubts where you're not even trying to look for the answer. That will eventually turn into a belief as well. Doubts have to deal with things that you actually believe in. Your confidence will only be shaken in something that you have confidence in. When you see that something is certain and it now becomes uncertain, that's when you know doubts are in your corner. They're in your sphere of influence. Now, I must stress that doubts aren't a bad thing. For whatever reason, I can't quite figure out, but doubts have gotten a really bad reputation. I believe part of that is, well, I'm not really sure why that is. But when a doubt comes up, that is a clue that your confidence is shaken. Now, the question is, what do I do with that shaken confidence? So the nature of doubt is not a bad thing. It is a opportunity to investigate in a deeper way. That's really what a doubt is. It is an opportunity to investigate. Genuine doubt, that is. But we know that we don't always have genuine doubts, as I said in my intro. Some of our doubts are genuine and some of our doubts are manufactured. Not all of our doubts are real. Some of our doubts come from a place of genuine uncertainty, while others are created by us to keep us in a place of safety and comfort. These doubts that we manufacture help us be uncertain for a number of different reasons. Some genuine doubts will actually move you towards regaining confidence. You lose your confidence as doubt arises. If you go on an investigation spree, your confidence will actually be regained and it'll be stronger. But manufactured doubts, other doubts are designed to keep you in a state of lowered confidence. These doubts are what we call manufactured doubts. These doubts keep me in a place where I don't have to move because I am uncertain. And when I'm uncertain, that gives me a right, whether it's right or wrong. I believe internally that when I'm uncertain, I don't have to move. And that can create problems. So the question is, what is the difference between genuine doubt and manufactured doubt? Well, genuine doubt, if we go a little bit more granular with it, genuine doubt stems from ignorance. It's ignorance that's not self-imposed. Some people are willfully ignorant. They choose to be ignorant. They try to keep a form of ignorance. We're not talking about that. Genuine doubt is just from a genuine place. I really don't know. So remember Mary, when the angel came to her and the angel said that you're going to have a baby, Mary. And Mary was like, I hadn't slept with nobody. How is this going to happen? That's a place of genuine doubt. That's a place of genuine concern. I'm not quite sure how this is going to work when I haven't slept with anybody. So genuine doubts come from a place of ignorance. They come from a place of uncertainty. You remember in Gideon, or you may not remember, but there's a story in the Bible for a guy by the name of Gideon. And Gideon, God called him to lead his people against these other tribe called the Midianites. The Midianites were oppressing them. doing all kinds of things. And Gideon was afraid and uncertain that God had called him to lead Israel in battle and in victory from their oppressors. So Gideon, being worried, asked for a couple of signs. Now, I will say that when it comes to Gideon, I'm not quite sure if he manufactured those doubts or they were genuine doubts. It's kind of hard to tell in the story, but he did get his questions answered. And so that makes me believe that there was at least more genuineness than manufactured doubt in his life. But not only that, genuine doubt exists in light of the consequences. And genuine doubt is willing to go where the truth leads. It's willing to go where God leads. And so when you're dealing with this doubt, there is a consequence, or there is a outcome that is producing the doubt. It's something on the other side of the fence that's producing the uncertainty or lack of confidence in me. When I look at those ramifications of what it'll take, the ramifications of me fulfilling this or something coming to pass, I can actually get afraid and worried that because now I may have to change my life or something different may have to happen in my life. And because of that, I'll actually run from the consequences. I'll actually run from where the evidence is leading. I don't really want to go where the evidence is saying I should be going. That's not genuine doubt. Genuine doubt looks at the evidence, it looks at the consequences and says, I'm going to go where the truth, where God is leading me. Genuine doubt has a clearly defined problem. Just like Mary in Luke, and it was in Luke chapter 1, chapter 2, I can't remember. She had a genuine problem, a clearly defined problem. I've never slept with a man. Abraham in Genesis chapter 15. How am I going to be the father of many nations when I have no son? That's a genuine doubt. That's a genuine concern that we can wrestle with. And these are just some of the characteristics of genuine doubt. But on the flip side, we've got manufactured doubt. And unlike genuine doubt, these manufactured doubts, it's just a form of self-deception. What is self-deception? It's willingly believing a lie. It's believing a lie that you tell yourself. I am deceiving myself with something that I know, at least in part, it's not true. It may be a half-truth. It may be a partial truth, but it's something that's keeping me deceived. And it's something I'm telling myself. Manufactured doubt is a form of self-deception, a state of deception where a person knowingly or unknowingly lies to themselves. It is doubt that is created by an individual to intentionally, but sometimes unknowingly, sometimes knowingly, you intentionally create this doubt. And you do this so you get to stay in a state of uncertainty. Again, why would somebody want to stay in a state of uncertainty? Because the truth requires some level of responsibility that many of us are not willing to go to. Why would somebody want to stay in a state of uncertainty? Because the truth will require some level of growth that we're not ready for. So responsibility and growth are two reasons why we will manufacture doubt. I'm not ready to take that on. I'm not ready to grow up into that way. So let me manufacture doubt. Let me create some level of uncertainty. And that gives me, in my own mind, the right to reject this responsibility, to reject this growth. But the truth is that the truth so oftentimes in our lives requires change, responsibility, and it requires accountability. When we're not ready for these realities, we easily self-deceive ourselves and manufacture doubts to give us an excuse to not accept the truth. Manufactured doubt is created to keep us stuck. It literally creates a pool of mud that we put ourselves in and give us a reason we can't get out. I'm in a pool of mud. I can't go where I need to go. I can't do what I need to do. Your uncertainty sounds good, but it's actually dangerous for you. Manufactured doubt, this mud, it's not really mud, it's actually quicksand, and it's pulling you down and it's keeping you down. Manufactured doubts choke out your destiny. It causes you to become irresponsible, meaning that responsibility is not being taken care of like it should. Manufactured doubt increases your selfishness. It is created for the purpose of self-preservation. Manufactured doubts are just another form of fear, laziness, and contempt for your calling. This isn't mud that we put ourselves in when it comes to manufactured doubt. It's quicksand, and we're killing ourselves whether we realize it or not. So how can you tell when you're living with genuine doubt or manufactured doubt? Well, there's a number of ways you can tell. If you can kind of infer for some of the things that I said earlier, but here are a few more things that we want to look at. And the reason we want to look at this is because if you're responsible and you want to take your call serious, you don't want to live in such a way that your destiny, who you're created to be, gets destroyed. You want to live in such a way that your destiny gets fulfilled. You don't want to live in quicksand. You want to go around the quicksand, go through the quicksand, be lifted up out of the quicksand. And so in order to have that, genuine doubts are okay, but manufactured doubts aren't okay. So how can I know if I'm living with genuine versus manufactured doubts? Well, genuine doubts produce questions that are designed to move you forward, while manufactured doubts are designed to keep you stuck in that quicksand. Genuine doubts say that I don't see how. Self-deceiving manufactured doubts say that I don't want to see how. Number 3, genuine doubt is created when you are uncertain, when you're unclear, or when you lack confidence about something. But manufactured doubt is created when you're uncomfortable or afraid of where the truth or personal responsibility may lead you. Number 4, genuine doubt is created to produce clarity. The doubt comes up, you're lacking confidence, but if you go towards and you take that doubt head on, you actually have greater confidence on the other side of it, one way or another. The confidence will be, hey, what I was doing was right or what I was doing was wrong. And so, well, let me rephrase that. You have greater confidence if what you're doing is right. And if you investigate it properly, you'll actually remove yourself from things that you shouldn't be in. So genuine doubt produces clarity and it gives you more control over your destiny. But manufactured doubt is self-designed to keep you away from clarity. It's designed to not have things clear. It wants you to be stuck in that quicksand. Genuine doubt desires an answer. Manufactured doubt desires comfort. Self-deception produces comfort. So those are just a few. That's 5 things that how you can tell the difference between genuine doubts and manufactured doubt. And so with all this in mind, the way you go about analyzing your doubts and figuring out if they are genuine or not is by scrutinizing them. And so how can I tell when I have genuine doubts versus manufactured doubt? Well, I've got these 5 things that I mentioned earlier, but now it's time for me to scrutinize doubts and figure out, all right, is this doubt leading me towards where I need to be? Or am I just using this doubt to keep me stuck and keep me from growing like I need to be? So we want to scrutinize our doubts. We want to ask ourselves probing questions about these doubts to see what they really are. And so here go a few questions that we can ask ourselves about our doubts to see if they are genuine or if they're manufactured. Obviously, you can look at the 5 things that I mentioned above, but then we can go a bit further. And even as I'm saying this, when a doubt arises based off of either it's a solution-based doubt or it's based off of a responsibility-based doubt. Solution-based doubts is you see, and maybe not solution, I'll say solution, but it's a result-based doubt. And so you've got this result that may happen and that concerns you. And so I'm uncomfortable if this outcome, if this result is true. I don't want that to be true. That's a solution-based doubt. A responsibility-based doubt is if there's something that you don't want to do and something is pulling you towards that, like something that you need to do. And in order to escape this responsibility, this doubt comes up. So solution-based, responsibility-based. A solution-based doubt says, am I uncomfortable with the outcome if this is true? So a great example of this one is, does God exist or does God not exist? Am I uncomfortable if I have a doubt about the existence of God or the non-existence of God? I'm just struggling with this doubt about the reality and the nature of God. Am I uncomfortable if this is true? If God is true, what would that mean for me? If I don't want God to be true, then I will manufacture a doubt. If I do want God to be true, but I'm just struggling with it, then that's a genuine doubt that's designed to lead me to an answer. Another one is, another question to ask about a solution-based doubt. Am I afraid of the outcome if this is true? And that could be like a career. I feel like I need to change my career. I feel like I need to be somewhere else. It seems like I'm not where I'm supposed to be. So the solution is new career. But all of the ramifications and all the change and all the things you have to give up before you have a new career, whether it be pay cut, pay raise, education, all of that produces uncertainty. And it goes, should I change my career? Those solution-based doubts, responsibility-based doubt, questions we can ask ourselves. When it comes to something I'm doubting, is this requiring something of me that I'm unwilling to give? Maybe that's something like hospitality. You know, you need to be a more hospitable person. But you don't want to be hospitable. You like your space. You like your house. You like your home. And so having to get rid of your comfort and your space, that's a responsibility thing. It's something I don't really feel like doing. Am I using this, another way to scrutinize our doubts, am I using this as an excuse to not do what I know needs to be done? That could be one like being a father, being a parent. And I'm using work as an excuse to not hang out with my kids because I don't feel like I don't have that much fun hanging out with my kids. So I manufacture, do I need to go? Do I need to do this? Do I need to, well, I gotta do this. You create uncertainty. Do I have time to go with the kids because A, B, C, X, Y, and Z? You create all these different things pop up and manifest. Let's just say you and your child's parent have a strained relationship. I don't feel like dealing with him. I don't feel like dealing with her. And so, therefore, I'm just going to pull back. That's a responsibility-based doubt. Because you don't feel like dealing with something, you're letting another responsibility fall to the wayside. Am I using this as an excuse to not be who I'm called to be? Am I using my lack of education to not be who God has called me to be? Am I using my social status? Am I using my race? Am I using my economic status? Am I using my whatever as a reason to not be who God called me to be? Well, I only make this much an hour. Well, this, that, and the other. These are manufactured doubts, potentially. Do I consistently apply my skepticism to other areas in my life? This one is really important. So we like to be really skeptical with things that are really, really impactful, things that have a great deal of weight in our lives. So same example, does God exist? The existence of God is a very weighty thing. And so because it's so weighty and it requires so much change, I'm going to apply a great amount of skepticism to belief in God. But when it comes to other things in my life, I'm going to apply little to no skepticism. Even though this does require some weight, there's a difference between skepticism and scrutiny. And that skepticism is looking for an answer by poking holes in something and by trying to figure out how is it really true, is it really not true. Scrutinizing something is analyzing it, trying to figure it out. Testing it, so to speak. So oftentimes people apply so much scrutiny to things that really have a lot of weight and not that much scrutiny to other areas in our lives. And we want to be consistent when we're dealing with genuine doubt versus manufactured doubt, because many people, when it comes to weighty issues, will have the level of skepticism so high that nothing could convince them of something different. So let's just say somebody wants to see that God exists. And God literally cracks open the sky and says, hey, I'm here, I exist. Somebody's skepticism could be so great that they say, that was just aliens, or that was just a hallucination in my brain. That wasn't really God. He could do everything, and people would still be skeptical. You have to monitor your skepticism when it comes to your doubts, because you may be skeptical because you just don't want to deal with the consequences of the truth. And not just with God, that could be anything. That could be, it's a number of different things. One more thing to look at. Is the doubt unfalsifiable? This happens when you don't even know what the answer that you're looking for is. So how can we scrutinize our doubts? If your doubt is unfalsifiable, then it's not a good doubt to have. If you don't really know what you're looking for, you don't have clarity on the problem or the solution, then that's not a good doubt to have. You need to clarify your doubt. Clarify what's wrong and what's the solution and how to get there. Otherwise, the solution could be presented to you, but because you don't have clarity about it, then you can't even tell if it's right or wrong. And what I mean by unfalsifiable is there's no way to tell if it's right or wrong. And we don't want that when it comes to our doubts. We need to be clear on the problems as well as our solutions. We need to be clear. We need to have doubts that can be falsified, proven right or proven wrong. So with all that being said, I would love to hear in the comment section, what are some of your genuine doubts? What are some of your manufactured doubts? I'll give you one of my manufactured doubts that I realized over these last few weeks dealing with this topic is in the area of witnessing. Now, I go out to the different parks and everything and witness to people, but sometimes people will come up or I see people I feel like I need to have a conversation with, and man, I would manufacture a doubt like nobody's business. I would say, they're busy, they got too many kids, or they're feeding the ducks right now. And while that may be true, there are times where I don't need to talk to people. It's just not a good time. It's been way too often that I created doubt in my mind so I wouldn't have to talk to people. That was one of my manufactured doubts. I was afraid of what people would think of me if I came and asked them about prayer or about the gospel. And I just didn't want that. But I praise God for this because I know that I can't live with manufactured doubts. I need to be bold and I need to approach things the right way. So I'd love to hear some of what your doubts are in the comment section and what some of your genuine or manufactured doubts may be. All that being said, we'll talk about the solution to doubt now, and then we'll wrap up with just building the skill of self-awareness so that we can build the skill of belief and believing in something. Because belief is what helps us when it comes to our doubts. So what are solutions to doubt? First, like I said earlier, let's get clarity about the doubt. What's the problem that we're really facing? What am I really having doubts about? What's the solution that I'm facing? What is the solution to this, potential solutions to this doubt? And what's the roadmap to it? So we need clarity about the doubt, what I'm really struggling with. We need clarity about the solution. What should I do? What do I actually believe? The Bible says in James chapter 1, verses 5 through 8, that God wants to give us wisdom. We just need to ask him. So a solution to doubt is asking God. The Bible says that he is willing and graciously wants to give us all of this information. So God's not trying to hide. He's not trying to hide. He's not trying to hide information from us that will help us be who he created us to be. He wants us to live in alignment with truth and with actual reality. And so he will gladly give us the information that we need, but we have to ask and not be double-minded and not have divided interests. Number 4, solution to doubt is acknowledge your concerns. When you're looking at the solution, I am afraid of X. I am insecure about Y. I am lazy because of blank. I am fearful because of whatever it may be. Just acknowledge those concerns, because unless you acknowledge them, then you won't actually deal with the real problems at heart. And let Jesus lead you. A solution to doubt, what I really think is, what would Jesus do? Just asking that question will help you overcome some of the doubts that you have. Number 6, sometimes information cures doubt. Sometimes courage cures doubt. And sometimes relationships cure doubt. And so an example is you might just need to be courageous when it comes to me witnessing to people out in the park. I didn't need more information. I didn't need relationships. I just needed to be courageous and talk to those people. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you just need more information, and that information will cure the doubt. Sometimes having a friend to talk things through will help you cure doubt. And so last but not least, the cure for manufactured doubt always starts with honesty, and it always starts with self-awareness. We have to be honest with the battles that we face and why we don't want to do things. So with that being said, here on this channel, we build skill. We do repetition. Some repetitions are both physical and mental, while other times repetitions are just mental. So now I want you and me, we're going to go through a couple of mental reps in terms of how do we overcome, how do we have clarity, how do we build the skill, overcome doubts, how do we have clarity in our situation, how do we build the skill of belief. And when we have doubts, we need two skills that we've got to work on is the skill of just figuring out, becoming self-aware, and the skill of belief. And so with all that, we're going to go through maybe 1 or 2 scenarios, and we're going to just we're going to do the mental rep of the scenario, figuring out the problem, the solution, and that is how we're going to build the skill of belief and overcoming resolving, maybe not overcoming, resolving genuine doubts. I think that's a better word. So let's look at first one I have right here. We'll go to, maybe not first one, we'll go changing a career. So you want to change, you're looking at changing your career. You feel like you really need to, but you're uncertain. So what is the doubt? The actual doubt is, I don't know if I need to change careers. The solution is, it's either a yes or a no. Either you do need to change careers or you don't. So make the solution simple as can be, simple as possible. But when we go back to changing a career, the question is, why do you feel you need to change the career? And so you go through that. Then you go back to the solution being yes or no. If I don't need to change career, a no won't cost me anything, but a yes will cost me a great deal. So obviously you're going to have, and it may not always be the case, a no may cost you something as well. Like you staying at a job could be bad. You leaving a job could be bad. You staying at a job could be good. You leaving a job could be good. So there's something one way or the other. The question is, what is the thing that I may be afraid? What are my concerns is what I'm trying to ask. What am I concerned about? Am I concerned about A, B, C, X, Y, Z? Just write all those concerns out. Really what we're doing in self-awareness, we're also building the skills of investigation and reflection. Why do I feel like I need to change my career? Is God leading me this way? And again, this is more along the disciples. What is God saying in this season about my career? Am I afraid of losing money? Am I afraid of being in a toxic environment? Do I not want to change states? Why is this? If I change state, then. If I lose pay, then. Go through all those different scenarios. And as you go through that, you're building self-awareness about why you may or may not want to do it, why you may or may not want to move forward. But ultimately, as we build the skill, the question as a believer would be, what does Jesus want me to do? This channel, we're here to help people increase and deepen their submission to Jesus. So ultimately, all those things of us figuring out our problems and our fears, they're good. But we acknowledge those fears so we can then say, Jesus, help me push past this fear, whether that be staying or leaving in the career. Another thing, let's look at going on a mission trip. Let's say we're going to go in Pakistan. If you want to go, the doubt is God leading me to go to this mission trip to Pakistan? The answer is either yes or no. So the doubt is, am I supposed to go? The solution is either yes or no. Your no really won't cost you anything. Your yes may cost you a lot. It may cost you safety, it'll cost you money, so on and so forth. So the doubt really is with the yes. It's not with the no, it's with the yes, and discerning the difference between yes and no. Now, I may be afraid of losing my life. I may be afraid I don't know what to say when I get there. I may be worried about all the money that I may have to spend to get to this mission trip. God, these are my concerns. Will you please help me with these concerns if the answer is yes? And if the answer is no, please make it abundantly clear. These are just ways that you can go through the reps of dealing with your doubts. First, acknowledge that you have the doubt, and then figure out how you can overcome that doubt. So these are just a few, but you can go a number of different ways. Does God exist? What's my actual doubt? Why do I believe this way? Why am I would I be afraid of the answer if it's yes? Would I be afraid of the answer if it's no? Why would I be afraid? And so when we're building the skills of overcoming doubt and belief is strengthened when you have clarity. And clarity comes through reflection, investigation, questioning, and self-awareness. And so all of these different things are what we can use to improve our belief and resolve some of our doubts, and then just cast away the manufactured doubts. So this is what I wanted to talk about today. I hope it was enlightening and encouraging. I believe it was, because many of us deal with doubt. But it's nice to know that doubts are not our enemies. They're just a clue that our confidence is being shaken. When our confidence is shaken, what do? Do we stay in a place of uncertainty and create a space where we let quicksand come all around us and we stay stuck? Or do we let this doubt drive us to investigation and to truth and to doing what we know we need to do? I encourage everyone watching to let your doubts lead you to more truth, to greater clarity. And don't be afraid of doubts. Open them and invite your doubts in so that you can have clarity in the future. God bless you all. Thank you so much. And remember that submitting to Jesus isn't just a one-time big decision, but a lifetime of intentional choices. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.